So I'm super excited for season 3 of Hudson and Rex starting tonight on City TV. I know everyone across Canada is. What are you excited for fans to see this season?
Well, I'm excited for the origin story, which is the episode that's airing tonight, and it goes over how Charlie and Rex meet and the beginning of our partnership. And uh, we've only touched upon it in one episode before, which is our very first episode, and it was kind of briefly mentioned. But this is we actually go back and we see how it all happens, and I think it'll be fun for the fans, especially who have watched from the very beginning, to see how the characters have changed over time and see where they started.
Hmm. And so, what were your beginnings like with Diesel, who plays Rex, and with Sherry Davis, his trainer? What were they like in the beginning, and how has your relationship evolved?
Well, it was very much the same as Charlie and Rex's relationship, mine and Diesel's. We were put into a situation where we were working together all day, every day, after having just met. Because I think I met Diesel probably 3 days before we went to camera,
Oh my God.
trying to build that relationship and make it feel real in such a short period of time. And really, the only way that it was possible to do was with Sherry. And Sherry worked really hard with me, trying to teach me some of the commands. But really, to build a bond with Diesel was the very first thing that we did, and that involved me taking him out by myself, so he started to feel comfortable with me. Meeting my family was actually a big part of our bonding experience. He met my son when he was about 10 months, and so that was really the first step. And I think that was very similar with Charlie and Rex as well.
Oh, and tonight's episode features a lot of stunt work. What's it like doing some stunts?
It's great. I love it. It's great too because the spectacular stunts really the dogs are doing, and we're in the stunt training center right now.
Oh,
If you
very cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
where Sherry works with the dogs, with Diesel, and then Izzy and Aiko, who do a lot of the stunts to perfect the stunts, make sure that the dogs are safe. And so a lot of the prep work happens here in the stunt gym. Um, and they do some really spectacular things this year that I think the audience will be excited to see. We've taken it, I think, to an even higher level this year.
Yeah, for sure. And so, in the poll, fans chose the Rex in the City episode as their favorite. Do you have a personal favorite episode?
That's interesting. Yeah, well, I do like that episode a lot. I think it was fun. It was an opportunity to see the characters, I think, in a little bit of a different environment. I think if I have a favorite episode, it might be. Actually, the episode tonight is really one of my favorites.
Oh,
I also I also was a big fan of. We did an episode in first season uh, called "The Haunting," and that was actually the very first episode we filmed. Even though it appeared, I believe, third, it was the first episode we filmed, and that was when Diesel and I first started the process of working together. And just looking back on that, I'm very fond of seeing where we've come, and all the challenges that we had at the beginning, but then seeing it all put together, it really works, and that was the beginning of our partnership.
do you have any favorite behind the scenes memories or downtime memories?
There was so far on the show. Charlie hasn't had any kissing scenes unless it's been with the dogs.
There's a lot of that, yeah.
Yeah, we had one scene where Diesel was supposed to lick me on the cheek, but I turned and he actually licked me in my mouth,
Oh my
which it was a little awkward. It amazingly made the show, though. It's actually in the final cut, so I guess it wasn't it was still PG enough.
So Rex is still allowed at your family dinners, right?
He is, yeah.
Okay. And so, do you have any favorite fan reactions? I know the show is shown all over the world now. What have been some of like the fan reactions to you and to the show that have really stayed with you?
Well, one of my favorite things I think is more of a universal, uh, you know, I guess response that I get to the show is that fans really respond to the bond between Charlie and Rex, and um, I think that's the heart of the show, and I think that is why we play in so many different countries. And I feel that the love of an owner and their pet or their animal is something that's universal, and people really respond to that. So when I get messages from people, it's usually talking about that relationship and how they have a dog or a cat or an animal that they have sort of that same relationship with. And so I think that's a big draw for the show. I think that's why a lot of people respond to it so well.
Mhm. Your characters asked a lot whether you'd previously had a dog. Were you previously a pet person?
Yeah. I had dogs all through my childhood, and cats, mostly dogs though. And I not myself, but my uncle and a few people in my family had German shepherds. So
Mhm.
it's a breed that I'm familiar with, and really, I wouldn't say that I'm a dog or a cat person. I think I just love animals in general, uh, and so yes, I guess the overwhelming answer is yes. I'm definitely an animal person and a pet person.
And people all over Canada are going to be glued to Hudson Rex tonight. What have you and your family been watching lately that you've been really into?
Well, I have two young kids. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. So the Wiggles has been top of the list. My son loves to watch train videos on YouTube. Um, so toy trains driving around different tracks that people have put together, and so that's really been the majority of my family's television watching over the holidays. But we're going to watch tonight. We're definitely going to watch the show tonight. So we'll get a little variety.
A little break from the train video.
That's right. This morning when I was heading here today, I hopped in the car and my Bluetooth was on and music started playing. I was like, oh, I love this song that's just coming on. And then it took me a few seconds to realize that it was the Wiggles and my son's play mix.
It just gets stuck in your head. What can I say?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time, John. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to watch season 3 of Hudson Rex starting tonight on City TV. Thank you for your time.